Zoe, and today on Theory Masters we will be discussing the Pixar Theory. The Pixar Theory is an idea that all of the Pixar movies exist within the same universe. It all starts with Brave. In the movie, Merida discovers the will o' the wisp, which is why some kind of magic that accidentally transforms her mother into a bear. That mysterious magic comes from a witch that Merida meets one day in the forest. This will be the first time we see animals behaving as humans. We see the witch disappearing through doors, and we know she has magical powers, but who is she? We will get back to that soon. Over time, animals and humans evolve, creating a power struggle between humans, animals, and machines. The conflict between animals and humans are shown across Ratatouille, Finding Nemo, and Up. In Ratatouille, Remy discovers his love for cooking and displays human characteristics. This is the first time we see personal interaction between humans and animals, but it is for the purpose of controlling humans. Remy befriends a group of humans but makes one enemy, Chief Skinner. What happened to Skinner after discovering the intelligent minds that outperformed human beings? It's possible that the word of that discovery has reached the ears of Charles Muntz, the villain in Up, which then led him to create the technology that harnesses the thoughts of animals and allows them to talk. After Muntz's demise, at the end of Up, the dogs are free, and so is the technology. Also in Up, Carl is forced to give up his house to the corporation B&L because they are expanding the city. This is foreshadowing the corporation is the cause for polluting the earth and wiping out the life in the distant future. Animals still are developing. In Finding Nemo, we follow a father fish on his journey to trans-navigate the ocean to successfully rescue his son from humans. This is how far we go with the animal kingdom for now. But let's back up a minute. Eventually, the magic from the will o' the wisp leads to the birth of superheroes, which brings us to the Incredibles. Superheroes maintained order in the world, but Syndrome created two things for the demise of supers: self-serving artificial intelligent bots like the Omnidroid and the high-tech zero-point energy in order to kill all supers. But in the end, the Omnidroid turns on Syndrome and starts to attack innocent people. Do AIs have something against humans? Eventually, toys start to absorb and draw their powers from the zero-point energy that Syndrome created. The toys know that it is dangerous for them to be isolated from humans, but we start to see them question their purpose. For example, the toys rise up against Sid in Toy Story. Jessie resents her owner Emily for abandoning her in Toy Story 2, and Lotso straight up hates humans altogether in Toy Story 3, which gives a reason why machines and objects want to take over. At this point in time, superheroes are almost extinct and mankind is vulnerable. Despite that, we don't see machines rise up against humans. Instead, they use B&L, a faceless corporation, to dominate the world. It's made clear in Toy Story that these sentient objects rely on humans for everything, so machines decided to control humans instead of taking over them. That way, they can use humans for their needs. This leads to an industrial revolution that leads to worldwide pollution. At a certain point, the earth becomes unstable for both humans and humans, which forces people to move to space to save the last of mankind. In space, humans are dependent on machines for everything. Meanwhile, on Earth, machines are the only things left to populate the earth. They follow human behavior and tradition as seen in Cars because that is what they learned from humans. There are no people or animals left, but their influence is still prominent. In Cars 2, we see an energy crisis, a prominent theme in most of the Pixar films. Cars are running low on energy because they need humans to survive. We see that machines eventually die, but one machine survives, WALL-E. Why is WALL-E the only machine alive on Earth? We know that the movie starts hundreds of years after humans have left the planet. It's his fascination with human culture and his friendship with a cockroach that kept him going. This led him on a journey to liberate humans. When humans go back to Earth, they bring with them the single last plant that survived. At the credits of the film, we see the plant that grows to be a huge tree that surprisingly resembles the main tree in A Bug's Life. The reason we don't see any humans in Bugs' life is because there aren't that many. They're there, and which is why bugs are scared of birds, snakes, and bigger bugs, not humans. Bugs weren't scared of humans because there weren't a lot of them to be a threat. Because of all the radiation on the planet, hundreds of years go by, and the result of mutations of animals we get monsters. The monsters universe is actually Earth in the very far future. However, the monsters have an energy crisis because, like machines, they need humans for their energy. The doors they use to visit humans for their screams aren't from a parallel dimension. The monsters are going back in time when humans were prominent, which is why they are taught not to touch anything because it could cause a butterfly effect and mess up the future. However, Boo does get through the door and befriends Sully. We know that she gets a visit from Sully again, but imagine you're that kid. You know that there is another world out there. This could even become your life mission to find it. And what do you do to discover while traveling the world to find it? Magic. She kept trying to find a way to see Sully again and became a witch. Yes, Boo is the witch from Brave. She figured out how to travel through time and goes back to what she thinks is the source of it. The will-o'-the-wisp. The magic that started this whole thing. If that doesn't convince you, look at the carving of Sully in her workshop or the statue of the Pizza Planet truck. Better yet, she uses the doors to travel and change the contents in her room. Although she knows how to travel through time, she does not know how to determine what time period she will go to. Therefore, speculation has it that Boo is the only planting the Easter eggs through all the Pixar movies because she has been accidentally going through different time periods. Of course, the movies like Inside Out, The Good Dinosaur, and upcoming sequels to some of these films, the theory will continue to become updated. The creator of this theory, John Negroni. Well, everyone, that is all the time we have today on Theory Masters. I'm Zoe, and until next time.